Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Superintendent. On behalf of DCTA, I wish to address the Board of Education this evening on an issue of extreme importance to teachers and all employees in the Denver Public Schools. That of the level and the timing of where the funding to the pension plan for the DPS teachers' retirements. For every year worked in DPS, an employee earns a year of service credit under the DPS retirement plan. Now the DPS division of Colorado Care. The benefits earned for this 1 year of service are to be funded through a cash contribution to the pension plan on behalf of the employee. In addition, the employee makes a contribution to the plan through a payroll deduction. This is essentially the same system used by employers and employees to fund Social Security benefits. The employee and the employer share the financial burden. The collected contributions to the pension system are invested and grow over time to provide retirement security to the employee. This isn't an optional matter, and it's required to fulfill promises made to the district's employees, many of which are embodied in contracts with those employees. As part of DCTA preparations for this year's contract negotiations, we took an assessment of all forms of compensation related to employment with DPS. In discussions with our pension consultant, we were informed that DPS is not making a contribution to parent in sufficient amount to cover the annual cost of retirement benefits earned by DPS teachers and other employees. According to the 2010 Colorado Care Financial Report, DPS had a payroll of $460 million for that calendar year. During 2010, the DPS employees contributed almost $37 million from their own paychecks to PARA to fund their share of the retirement benefits earned that year. The DPS share for funding these retirement benefits was calculated to be approximately $25 million. But because of the Pension Certificates of Participation, or PCOPs, offset in 2010, DPS contributed only $6.4 million to PARA, grossly underfunding the amount needed for the benefits earned in 2010. We recognize the DPS contribution level to the teacher's pension is legal. Under Senate Bill 282, passed in 2009, DPS is allowed to deduct the costs associated with servicing the debt for its 1997 and 2008 PCOPs financing. However, that borrowed money was used to pay an earlier shortfall in DPS retirement system, shortfalls which incurred prior to 2008. The payment for these earlier unfunded liabilities has no relation to the payments due by benefits earned in subsequent years. DPS claims that 2008 PCOPs transaction saves the district millions of dollars per year. Are these savings coming from not funding the employee's retirement plan adequately? If DPS is shorting their contributions to PARA each year, what is this doing to the long-term sustainability of the DPS pension plan and the retirement security of teachers and other employees who are faithfully contributing their share to the pension plan each year? DPS's unwillingness to meet its obligations to its employees is not true savings. In fact, the savings actually are a result of DPS not holding true to a promise made as part of a good faith contractual agreement. This is something to think about as DPS approaches the negotiating of the next DPS DCTA contract. It also is critically important to voters should DPS seek additional millions of dollars this fall through a general obligation bond and mill levy override. If the district cannot or will not meet its obligations today, why should the voters support DPS taking on greater obligations?
That's right.
We have to respect to share accountability. We have paid our share. It's time for DPS to do its share.